Jasmine, how you doing? When did we last talk? How long has it been?
Like right before After We Fell came out. Why can't I think of when it was? It was a while ago, but it
I
was,
wouldn't know.
no, it was last year. It was last year, yeah.
I think I think it was. It feels like a while, but how are you? How have you been?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. This is so boring. I say it every time, but it is sunny in London, so I'm happy.
It's
The
sunny in
sun just has
California
a
too.
direct, yeah, shock. But I feel like the sun has a direct correlation with our mood here in London. So yeah,
Oh
you've caught
yeah.
me on a good day.
I agree with that. Well, I'm glad, and I'm glad to see you again. Yeah, I was
You
just thinking,
too.
I was like, I've talked to you like 4 times now, so I'm like, so I guess that makes
Yeah.
us internet friends now.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it does.
All
So
right,
what do we want to talk about
so
today? We're
let's get
talking
into
first
this.
love.
Okay, first I'm gonna say I'm Jasmine from Fangirliish, but you know that because we talked a couple of times. So my
Hmm.
first question, well, first off, I'm just gonna tell you that I saw the movie and I loved it. Like I thought you were really, really good as Jim. Like it was obviously a totally different role than what you've done before. So what was it about the script that drew you to the story?
Thank you so much for saying that. Do you know what? I got the script and I was like, oh, this is annoying because it's such a good script and I'm drawn to so much about it and I love how different the character is from Hardin and I really like it. I just kind of want it to freeze and stay still and let me do some other genres and come back to it because I was kind of just a bit reluctant to do another romance straight after doing, so many after movies. But I always feel like it's important to give everything, the time of day and my agent said, get on a call with the director. And I said, of course, I'd love to. Let's do that. And I was pretty ready to have a polite conversation and say no. And within 45 seconds, AJ, the director's intelligence, belief in the project, and belief in me just sold me instantly. And before a minute was up, I was ready to say yeah.
And that brings me to my next question. Like, obviously, Jim's a pretty different character than Hardin. Like, he's much
Mm.
quieter and calmer. Did you find like that transition of going from Hardin to Jim a little bit difficult, or did you find it to be easier?
I think it's like there's pros and cons. I found it a bit more challenging in the way that when I go back to play it after, I'm like, yeah, this suit again, get me the leather jacket on. I know what I'm doing. Let's get these tats on. I feel really comfortable in his skin now. So obviously to play any character on your next job that's different is always a bit challenging. But I think it was part of the attraction to doing the project was because I was aware of how different he was going to be from Hardin and how different tonally the whole film is from after. And I just think, listen, if you're young and you want to do, the coming when you're this age, the coming of age pieces and typically romances come about, and I can't do them forever. So I may look back and be like, darn it, I didn't do enough. But yeah, I think the difference in every aspect that I think it's literally I use the term like it's the other side of the romance coin. If after's one side, then this is the other, and I think it feels nice and kind of completing and yeah, it feels really nice to do that other side. And like you said, he is so different. The tone is so different. So
Hmm.
it's nice to do another romance that's so different from after. Yeah.
Do you share any similarities with Jim?
I think do you know what? I like to think of myself as a pretty balanced person. So I figure I'm somewhat in between Jim and Hardin because they're both relatively far on one end of the kind of social
Mhm.
spectrum and, um, so I think I kind of lay somewhat in the middle, but I definitely think after you play a character, whoever they are, there are aspects of them that you take and aspects of yourself that you kind of realize you're more reassured that you are like that and not like they are. And I think with Jim, I think I definitely after with Harden, he's so impulsive and reactive and has such a short fuse and short tempered and is always kind of at the end of his tether and so much on his mind. I think Jim is so wise and he's been luckier to have a more smooth sailing upbringing, and that allows him to be more receptive and listen more and be more patient, and therefore when he knows what he wants, he really really knows what he wants. And yeah, I mean, I could talk about it for a while, but it was so liberating for me to play a character so different from Harden. And I have to say, like, I think I am pretty much for relatively in the middle. If I'd have to say who I'm more similar to, it's a pretty difficult question. Yeah.
Okay, so how long did it take for you to work on your American accent? Like, how long did it take to master it? And like, were any words difficult? Because I honestly thought you nailed it. Like, I was like sitting there watching it, like he's so good at this. Like, he sounds so different. So like it was really, really
You
good.
are so kind. You're so kind. Thank you
I
so
know
much
people.
for
I know
saying
people
that,
are
and I'm
gonna
so
love
glad.
hearing your accent. People are gonna love hearing your accent.
Uh, you are, Jasmine. You're so kind. That's made me feel so good knowing that. I'll let you in on a secret. I was so scared of my American accent before starting on the first day. I have done a bunch of American accents for auditions, and we always get good feedback, and it's never negative about the accent. You know, it's always something else that didn't make it work. So I was relatively confident going into it, and then the day before the first day, I sent the Joy, a lovely Joy. I forget her second name, Joy Crooks, I think it was. But anyway, amazing dialect coach who was out there. And unfortunately, we never got to meet in person, but we did a bunch of Zoom calls, and she was so helpful. And by the end of the it was probably midnight before the first shooting day, and I sent her some voice notes of the lines we had tomorrow. And she called me and she said, "Hero, these are not your best, recitals of these lines, but you can do it. It's because it's in your head. You're worried. Just forget about it and go." And another funny thing she said was that apparently English people find it really hard to just drop their pride, swallow their pride, and just speak in the accent on set the whole time, which is obviously the best thing to do. But she instantly kind of got a bit under my skin when she said that, because she was so right. There's an element of pride that I go like, oh, I don't want to. She literally said, and excuse my language here, she said, I don't want to sound, she said, English people always say, I would, but I don't want to sound like a wanker. And I was like, you are reading my mind. I need to drop my pride. I need to stop being so up myself. I'm an actor. This is what we're supposed to do. So I did kind of jump in between my accent and the American accent on set. And I am so glad that you thought it was good, because yeah, I was so scared before the first day.
Were there any words that were hard for you to say?
I can't remember now, but I'm sure there are words in there that I just slightly changed for other words, because I knew that they were slightly more difficult. But no, by the end of it, you just got to make it work. But some of them, yeah, you're there. It's the R's, and there's certain sounds. I'm not going to expose myself right now because that would be embarrassing. But yeah, there are some words that are easier than others. You got to pull some strings to make it work.
Yeah. And do you think your modeling career has helped your ability to show emotions without speaking? Because there's like, you don't do like, there's not like a lot of dialogue scenes between you and Sydney, but like you guys convey a lot with your face. So do you think like your modeling has helped with that, like being able to show emotion without actually saying anything?
Yeah, that's so interesting. I think you're definitely right. I'm sure it has. I think it's also just a massive credit to AJ and writing a story and a character in which nothing needs to be said, but those emotions are still felt. And I think it's really important and powerful to be able to do that. So I'm so glad you kind of saw that. And I'm sure you're right. I'm sure there's elements of doing so much work in front of a camera where no dialogue is involved that you have to use the tool of physicality.
And you have been super busy lately. Like you have so many projects coming up. Are you going to get any time off during the summer at all to just like relax?
You know what's so funny, Jasmine? I have actually had a lot of time off. I managed to shoot a bunch kind of more towards the end of last year, and then I've just been kind of comfortably sat with knowing there's 4 movies in the bank about to come out, kind of thing. So I've actually secretly, I feel bad admitting this because I'd love to have more time off, but I've had a couple months to enjoy the sun, and there's always stuff to do from home, like little things of work of setting up the next project. But I've been lucky. I've had 2-3 months to relax now, so I can't complain. I'm going to regret saying this, but yeah, no, I have. It's nice that my work is so kind of concise and then relaxed. It's like really hard condensed amount of work and then hardcore chillaxing. So.
And then last question, if you could make a mix, what 2 songs would you absolutely have to have and why?
This is such a good question. I find it so hard off the top of my head. I'm so bad at making playlists, so I'll have favorite songs I completely forget about. But I recently said to when I got asked this before, a song called Black and Gold by Sam Sparrow. But I would need to have a song called Intro by my friend Hamza. His artist name is Ham, so I'd have that on there and Black and Gold. But if not, I will go for, it will be a Thames song, a song by Thames. I think probably something from Broken. It probably Free Mind by Thames. I've just looked through the album now. Free Mind by Thames. Sorry, I got there in the end. Thank you.
I'll have to look that up because I get a lot of good music recommendations from you actually, like Skepta, and so I'm like I'll have to listen. I'll have to check that out.
I'm glad. If you don't know about Thames, check her out. I think she might be the best thing to happen to music in a long time. She is. I can listen to her voice for hours on end. Yeah, TEMS. Check her out.
TEMS. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Okay. So I think that might be my last question that I can ask. So thanks again for your time.
Well,
It was
that's
good. It was good
Jasmine,
talking to you.
it's always such a pleasure to talk to you. How have you been though? How's this year been for you?
It's been good, actually. I mean, just work and doing this kind of stuff, like doing all this fun stuff. So, I mean, I always look forward to getting a chance to talk to people again that I haven't talked to in a long time. So I was looking forward to this because obviously I haven't talked to you in a minute.
Yeah, me
yeah,
too. It's been a pleasure. Well, you look great. You got a smile on your face, and it was lovely talking to you. So
lovely talking to you.
I'm looking forward to the next time.
All right, you have a good one. Bye.
You too. Take care, Jasmine.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.